My name is Cathy Nichols, and I'm originally from Augusta, Georgia. I now live in Broken Arrow. I was referred to Dr. Sparks from my primary care physician because I was having trouble with some lower lumbar discs. I had been having trouble for about 4 years. I didn't even realize it was my disc when it first started. I started having trouble with my right foot, and the pain started radiating up my leg, and then I was getting trigger point injections every 30 days, and it just didn't seem to be making any difference in the issue. So when I moved here, my primary doctor referred me to Dr. Sparks, and he started me on some therapy and did a lot of x-rays and all that stuff, and found out that the problem was my L4, L5, and S1 needed to be fused. And he did that operation, which was absolutely wonderful. I was pain-free when I woke up, and a month later I fell and broke my back, and I dislodged the hardware he had put in when he did the fusion. So I had 2 screws sticking out like that in my back. As it turned out, we waited and waited, and I did okay. A couple of times I had some issues, and then I finally got to where I was in so much pain. The end of last year and the first of this year, I told him I was ready to go ahead and him go in and try to correct the problem. We expected that to be just for him to go in, use a Dremel-like tool and cut off the end of the screw, and that would keep the screw from irritating my nerve. When he got in there, he said he just stopped and put everything he had down and just stared at me and thought about closing me back up, but then he knew he had to do something about the pain. What had happened was the screw on the right side had gone completely through my nerve, and the screw on the left side was pushing like this, trying to get through the nerve on that side. So this was a surgery that probably, I'd say, 1 in 100,000 doctors may ever face. And he had to work the nerve off of the screw, move it out of the way, cut part of the bone away so he had more room to work in there, and then cut the pointed end of the screw off, and then do the same thing over on the left side. That surgery was actually 2 months ago today, and I haven't had any problem with my back. I did wake up with some numbness in various places, like a couple of toes and on the sides of my calves, but that's nerve reaction because they were so damaged. And I've been doing physical therapy at home. I was to the point where I was barely able to walk with the aid of a walker. I haven't been able to get out of bed. I haven't been able to do any activities, go to the grocery store, any of those things, because I just was in so much pain. And now, as you can see, I carry a cane, which I use mostly for balance, but now I'm able to walk, I'm able to get up and get around, do things. I have a few great-grandchildren that are young, and now I'm able to play with them and interact with the family, where before I was just stuck in bed. Dr. Sparks' staff is absolutely awesome. They're just as friendly and funny as they can be. I had occasion to come in the week for Halloween and see them all dressed up, and they all have the best attitude toward everyone. They always greet you and greet you by name, and I just couldn't ask for a friendlier doctor's office. I go to several, so it's by comparison to some places I go, this is absolutely unbelievable. They're just wonderful. I always mention to people when I've had an opportunity to mention to them that I've just recently had back surgery. I always tell them that he is the absolute best doctor that I have ever seen. As a matter of fact, my daughter became a patient of Dr. Sparks also, from having come with me to the appointments and seen his manner and his level of care. I would highly recommend Dr. Sparks to anyone that has any back issue. You can't find a more compassionate, caring, and knowledgeable surgeon that's able to go in and face a problem that is just totally off the charts, and was able to figure out in just a few minutes a plan of action and go ahead and do my surgery and get me taken care of that day. I told him a couple of weeks ago when I was here for my checkup, I thought he was the best doctor in the world. I can't believe the outcome of the surgery being so well, considering how serious my damage was. And he was very concerned about, some permanent damage or anything, just because where that screw had gone completely through, it just went absolutely through that nerve root and was stuck all the way through. And for him to be able to, in just at a moment's notice, be able to look at what the problem was, figure out what to do, and do it to where I don't have the back pain anymore, it's just, I think it's absolutely marvelous. I would recommend him to anyone in the world.